Hi there, hope you are well. I have been tagged by Mama Chops Joe and Fresh Handmade Mama to do 5 facts about me that you may not know. And so I thought I'd just get straight on into it today. If you've stumbled across my channel randomly, then I'm Bex. I'm mum to Finley, who's 14 months old, and I make videos about parenting, lifestyle and motherhood after infertility. So with that said, let's just get straight on into these facts. So fact number 1. I used to be a teacher, but then when I left teaching, I went into baking. I've always been a real passionate baker, and I wanted to see if I could make it baking for a living on my own. So I went to work as a baker in a tea room and coffee shop, just to see the industry from the inside really before making a decision. I absolutely loved the job. It was so creative, though it was very, very long hours. Much harder work than you would expect, and although I loved it, there just wasn't enough money to be made in doing it as a job really. I'd have to get up at 4 in the morning, leave the house by sort of 4:30, and then I would open up the shop, wait in for the deliveries, and that would be about 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I would have to start baking for the day and decorating cakes. So on average I would bake a few batches of scones, a few batches of cakes, of sort of 6 to 8 cakes in a batch, and then decorate between sort of 6 and 8 cakes that day. And then I would finish my day about 5 o'clock, between 4 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and sometimes you would do that in a few days on the run. I might have a couple of days off in between if we were working at the weekend. It was just the most fun, creative job, but it was very hard work. You'd be on your feet all day, have a half an hour break, just constantly running up and downstairs, either serving food or just being all hands on deck really. But it was great to just wake up one morning and think, right, I really fancy making a pistachio and rose cake, and you would make a batch of that and decorate it. It was a real creative outlet from a job that was very sort of paperwork based. I still bake now for enjoyment, and it will always be something that's part of me, part of my life. It's certainly an aspect of my channel that I'd like to bring out a bit more. I've sort of dipped my toe by doing the pumpkin spice latte video and the ice cream video, which I'll link below. And I have also got a playlist of sort of my previous baking videos from when I had a baking blog. So fact number 2, I have touched on this in videos before that I am a Christmas obsessive, but I don't think people sort of get the extent to which I am a Christmas obsessive. I've already started thinking about Christmas now, and we're in July. I just love Christmas and tend to think about it all year long. I love the anticipation and the build up to it, and I would say from September to January is my absolute favourite period of the year. I love the autumn and the coziness and the Hugo aspect of it, and then all the excitement and the build up to Christmas. And I just take such pleasure in decorating everything for Christmas really. So much so that for the past few years I've entered the World Christmas Tree Decorating Competition, and a couple of years ago I got to 4th place, which for a global competition I don't think is doing too bad. If I can, I'll insert a couple of clips of previous Christmas trees for you to have a look at. But yeah, I have my own sort of method. I've also got a video on sort of my hints and tips for Christmas tree decorating, so I know it is a bit on the early side for some people, but I'm sure there are going to be other people out there just like me who can think about Christmas happily in July. I always have to have a real Christmas tree, and we tend to go and pick our Christmas tree in autumn, usually around late October, early November. And we even have a pink bike lock that we put on our Christmas tree to sort of Bagsy it. We used to go to a specific Christmas tree farm, but then the guy retired, and so we went elsewhere. And one year we had picked our tree out and put the ticket on it and came to collect it in the second week of December, and it was significantly shorter than the tree that we had picked out. My rule is it always has to be taller than me, and I'm 5'6", so I'm always look for at least a 6-foot tree. And this was about up to my chin, so I knew it wasn't our tree. So from that point on, we just have a big pink bike lock that we sort of wrap around all the different branches, so no one's going to end up really buying it because they won't be able to get the bike lock off it. We are known as sort of the crazy pink bike lock people at this new Christmas tree farm that we go to, and we just make a real event out of it. It's one of the highlights of my year. There are other reasons why Christmas is special to us apart from the ones that I've already said, but because Dan knows how sort of special Christmas is to me, he proposed to me on Christmas Day. I do have a proposal video which I'll link below for you if you want to have a nosy at that. And we got married a few days before Christmas, so we got married on the 21st of December, which is the shortest day, but is also winter solstice, and it was just the most magical day. The light was absolutely beautiful. It didn't snow, but it was just the most gorgeous golden light that day, and it was cold, but it was clear and crisp. In the evening we had a sparkler send-off. It was just really magical, and I think that's probably why I am so sort of obsessed with Christmas. It brings out the sort of the child in me, and I just love that cozy, magical vibe that's about everywhere. I love the fact that everybody makes an effort to decorate their houses and the outside. I love looking at the lights. I love looking at the Christmas displays and the lights in the department stores. Just everything about it. So fact number 3, I suppose, going on from Christmas and snow and winter and all of that, it will explain why I am passionate about ice skating. I can't really ice skate to any skilled degree. I obviously like ice skating and can do the basics, but it's more the watching ice skating that I really enjoy. I think it comes from my nan. My nan's been very influential in my life. I got my love of baking from her, and I also got my love of ice skating. We would always sit down when the Winter Olympics were on and get ourselves cosy with blankets and buns or cupcakes, and we were just obsessed with ice skating really. I know my triple axel from my toe loops, how the scoring works. I just love the costumes and the drama of it all, and can remember the initial drama of everything to do with Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. I love obviously Torval and Dean, so I obviously like dancing on ice. So yeah, it's a bit geeky, but I've never really grown out of that love of ice skating, and whenever the Winter Olympics are on, I'll always make a point of trying to find it on TV and settle down and get myself cosy with a mug of hot chocolate, a blanket, and just feel cosy watching it. So fact number 4, I suppose it goes along with my personality to like all cosy things, but there's nothing better that I love than snuggling up with an Agatha Christie book or some sort of murder mystery. I'm a bit of a murder mystery and period drama junkie. You name a period drama, I've probably watched it. I love the Forsyte Saga, Pride and Prejudice, North and South is one of my favourites if you've not seen that, and any of the David Suchet adaptations of Poirot. Love Miss Marple, a bit of an old lady at heart really. I think it just stems from this need to create a cosy home. I like with a murder mystery, in particular Agatha Christie's, how they're very, very tightly structured and everything's about the plot, and you have the sort of suspense of trying to work out who's done it, but then everything's neatly wrapped up in a bow at the end. I suppose that's part of my personality in liking everything sort of neatly boxed off at the end. I am a creature of habit, I am sort of a creature of comfort. My perfect Sunday would be a Sunday in autumn, a bit of a walk, blackberry picking, Sunday lunch, and then cozying up watching some sort of period drama or some sort of murder mystery. But yeah, I'm also a sucker for anything to do with crime in general. I think the psychological aspect of things is really interesting to me, and the why as well as the sort of whodunit. Which sort of leads me on to my final fact, which is that I'm really interested in anything to do with psychology and mental health. I'm really interested in how the brain works, how people learn things, which is obviously why I became a teacher, how to help people to learn things, but also just how the brain works and why people are motivated to do things and the science behind that. I would have really enjoyed being within the psychological field. I just don't have strong enough maths skills to have got me there. But if there's anything on television to do with psychology or criminal profiling or how the brain works, I'll be watching it. I'm also interested in counselling and mental health issues. I did an introductory course into counselling, and in particular I find transactional analysis, a particular type of counselling, to be really interesting. So they are my 5 facts. Thanks to Mama Chops Joe and Fresh Handmade Mama again for linking me in on this tag, and I'm going to tag Becca from Once in a Lullaby and Sincerely Amy, who's a new vlogger that I've recently found. So don't forget to subscribe if you've liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!